Hello everybody. Here's a crab I was doing a time lapse with, and then when I went to upload all the photos to my computer, I realized that there wasn't an SD card in the camera, so it was just a waste of time. That's a camera that doesn't warn you the SD card is not in. Anyways, you can see how I got these screws there and these 4 little holes there. So like I set them on the screws, and they're this. When I set it down in there, it's always in the very same place. And then I had that screwed to the table so it couldn't move. My camera goes on right here, and this thing can be adjusted to wherever you want. This light can be adjusted wherever I want, and then I just take a photo whenever. And I actually have a thing on my camera that activates the switch, and I have a remote thing that activates the switch, so I don't even have to touch the camera. I just push the remote and click. Anyways, that crab rock behind there is the one I'm going to work on, but that piece of wood is just too small, and that's 1/2 inch. This is 3/4 inch, so I'm going to use that. I've also made it quite large because I got a couple of really large concretions to do someday, so I thought, well, why waste wood? Anyways, I'm going to drill. Those are going to go through the wood, and then a washer and a bolt. I got stuff to drill holes in the rock, masonry bits. I got I forget what it's called, to drill the holes for that. So when it comes through, this will be flush with the wood instead of sticking up. And then I got a countersink for the screws for when I screw the board down so it can't move, so nothing can move. The rock will be the same every single time. The camera will take probably 150 pictures or so for a time lapse, and I've got to get to work. So I'll show you what this looks like, or some parts of it while I'm doing it. Okay, being that every single crab rock is different, especially this one. This one's much different than most of them. I'll tell you why here in a minute. But I want from underneath, I want the screws, the bolts to be right about like so. So I put 2 marks here going that way, 2 marks over here, so that'll go that way. And all I'm going to do is simply draw some lines, which is easy with the framing square. Jeez, come on, Ronald. Like them so. Move my rock out of the damn way. And where those marks meet is where I want to drill my holes, and I want the crab placed in a certain way. So the way I read this, there's one leg coming out the edge here, if you can see that. Let me back this light up a little bit. That leg right there is being elongated. I'm seeing that as a joint, and it's bigger than this, what appears to be a joint. So I'm thinking that's a tippy going back into the rock. So I marked this as top. There's, if you can see this, there's 1 leg, 2 leg, 3 leg, 4 leg coming out that edge. So I'm guessing this crab is sitting just like so, with the front of the crab that way and the back of the crab over here. I hope. The thing is, look how thin this rock is. I've had thin crab rock before, concretions, but never this round. This round is really throwing me for a lulu. I can't figure out how the claws are in there with all this pointiness there. It's just weird. It's got me intrigued, that's for sure. So I'll move this rock. I'm going to drill some holes and stuff. First this to the depth of that head, so the heads will fit flush. Of course it'll be the other way. And then drill a hole. So, well, you will see. And that way, these will go right like, uh-oh, not quite big enough, that figures. Okay, that took about 20 frickin' minutes. That's smaller than a quarter. This is exactly a quarter, which is what these bolt shanks are. And I've got like 3,000 drill bits, but it took me that long to go and try to find one. Plus I can't hardly walk with my body, so everything I do is a chore. That's why I like prepping so much. Just sit there and prep. Sit there and play with a freaking rod. Okay, now it should fit. And there it goes. So, let me clean those up, turn that around, and get these bolts on there. And now, a washer for each, and then bolt for each. And I'll show you my next plan of attack. Tighten up the bolts. Those aren't going anywhere. Then where I screw the board down with just a simple sheetrock screw, I'm going to countersink the hole so it fits nice and flush. Okay. There, a little grinding thing on my disc grinder. I put little points on those. So, that's done. Now let me set up for the next shot. Okay, here's the crab concretion I want. So, I'm going to position that very carefully. That looks okay that way. Does not look okay that way. That looks pretty good. Now then, being the rocks aren't flat, it's got a tilt to it, but if I just so that if I turn this over, I should be able to see marks. There's a mark. No, I'm not sure about that one. There's a mark. There's a mark. So what I'm going to do is I've got a masonry bit. Let me slow that down. Let me speed that up. tough spot, that one. Then put that back on there. I can find the holes. It's just kind of tough. Come on, where's the holes at? Once I get down pat where the holes are, there's that one. There's that one. So now I got that one. You got to play with this a little bit in order to get it just right. And some might have to be deeper than others. So let's try to go for a test fit, and then I got to figure out how I'm going to put this on every single time very fastly. There, that's a little dusty job, that's the way it goes. So, oh, I screwed that up. Yes, I did. It's sitting nice, but this is not sitting in the hole. Okay, I gotta play with this and I'll show you later. Okay, there that is. I'm gonna take a screw here. I got this right where I want it. Literally just gonna put it right, drill it right onto my prep bench. Just with 2 screws. It's not going to go anywhere. Then I'll have my little tabletop right here. I'll take this, I'll prep it over here. You see the holes on it? Of course it's kind of messy. When I'm all done, I'll fill up these holes with fake rock and fix that so there won't be holes in the rock, even though nobody will look down there. And then I do have 2 markers here. I'll just sand that off when I'm done. No one will know. Like I say, no one looks at the bottom of the rock. So that mark will constantly give me an idea where that first hole is. And that's it. Every single time, about 150 times. Whoop whoop! Tomorrow the magic will start. And there you go. That's how I'm going to do my time lapse. I'll even take a photo of how I get actually started. And then when it's all prepped out and done, you'll get to see it on my YouTube channel.